See the eyeball. There you go. Please, phone, don't start it. You still want me to play that Jetsons, right? Okay.
And we could play when she comes on too. We could do it
Yeah,
both times.
that's what I'm gonna do with. That's what I'm gonna do with.
Need George Johnson.
You are now tuning in to Boss Lady Talk NJ TV, where no subject is off limits.
Shout out to all our VIPs and welcome, welcome, welcome all our new subscribers. Hey, cool gamer, how you doing? Um, at 6 o'clock, which will be in a few, we're gonna have this special guest on, and TC is going to give you a summary of what is going to be going down, and we're going to be having some Q and A's. Go ahead,
Excellent.
TC girl.
All right, all right. Thank you, boss lady. Thank you, watermelon sugar. Look, this is because of you all and your chat. And oh boy, we had an awesome time. I think it was one Saturday, and this young lady, her name is Kerisa Paige. Kerisa Paige. She's the CEO founder of EV Bolts charging electric charging centers. Okay, it's woman and minority owned business, certified. Okay, not just saying, just it's absolutely certified. And this sister is doing the doggone thing. Now you all know we've been Generation X. Okay, Generation X. Let me give it to Generation X. We were watching the Jetsons a long time ago, right, boss lady? See,
Girl,
and
yes.
we already knew this was coming. It's the other generations, the millennials and them. They didn't know it was coming, but we already knew it was coming. They heard about it, but we already knew. And so the Jetsons was our model, okay? And now here, 2022, and it's June. Yes, we're in the digital age, we're in the electric car age, and it is here. It's here, y'all.
It's
And
here.
so it's here. So Carissa Page, it was on her team, all all females, in upper administration, CEOs, everybody that's on the top, the front. Okay, they were on another show, another content creator show, because we honored them. Robbie Page, Robbie Privilege.
Yep.
We honored her, and the ladies show thyself approve award, and that was for Women's History Month. So we come back over, and boss lady was talking, and like, wow, we were talking, and watermelon sugar, we were all, conversing. And of course, if y'all know anything about Regina and Angela and, BP's, everybody that's in the chat, and all of those that were here, you all know that boss ladies, boss ladies chat, these folks have the most questions. They're the most informed, and they want to know more. So we started asking questions about these electric cars, and they started asking me, and I'm like, look, I was trying to fake the funk. I ain't even gonna lie. I was faking the funk, and I think I did it for about 3 or 4 questions, and then I couldn't do it anymore. I try, okay, and then all of a sudden I said, look, I think Watermelon Sugar said, look, let's get her on, and the boss lady was like, yes, let her come here. We get it, and see, and here is today, is now. Let's do this. And so at 6 o'clock, we're going to have a special guest. Her name is Kerisa Paige, CEO and founder of the Bulbs EV electric charging centers. So
Yes, this is
stay
going to
tuned. Stay tuned.
with these new cars. People got a lot of questions. They want to know if the car going to conk out once they get to a certain destination. They got
Yes.
questions, child, and I got mine right here.
Okay. I have mine too. I have my questions, and she's going to be here. Listen, here's the thing. Not only are these just, this is going to be a Q&A, but we also have to look at it as an information. How do we invest? How do we come investors on the front line, like the .com era? You know what I'm saying? Like, remember when Bell, my Bell, when she deregulated and everything like that, and then all of a sudden here comes AT&T and ITT and MCI and all the alphabet. So the alphabet soup is nothing new to us. We already knew, and we already know that we want to be in front. We want to be in front of the fray. And so I'm excited. These sisters are from Philadelphia, born and raised. West Philadelphia, born and raised. Oh, yes, yes, hey, yeah. And they're doing a doggone thing. And I'm pretty sure if you all look in your own areas, I know that there are certain cities and states that are doing a doggone thing. If you look, you'll probably find that there are some women-owned minority businesses in your particular area as it pertains to these electric charging centers. So listen, take a look. If you have any questions, ask Kerisa. She's going to be here momentarily. And this is an information. This is for us to get in front of the fray. Okay? So thank you again, Boss Lady, Watermelon Sugar. Y'all are just dynamic. I just want to say thank you to your chat, and thank you for always holding down a chat that, has something, has some things going on, always asking questions.
Yeah, because shoot, this is important. I mean, it's just so much to want to know about these electric cars. It's something new. Okay, it is something like, to me, out of the Jetsons. It's like, really? So I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
And there have been charging centers that have already gone up all over the place. They're already here.
I mean, some people want to know, is it going to be a charging station near them? Okay, is it going to be in their state? Where are they going to be located?
Where are they going to be located?
How do you
Exactly.
set them up in your own homes?
There you go.
So yeah, I want to know, because we be wanting to know, honey, and she got the answers.
Ooh, she said she can answer all the questions. I said, okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to hearing about it. If nobody ain't looking forward to hearing about it, I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
I know
Because
that's right.
again, remember, I came late to the last live, so yeah, I got my questions. Some of them I know the answers to because I watched a lot of videos, and it was practically letting us know. But I want to know what the advantages and disadvantages of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd like to see how it's gonna. Michi. Yeah, I would really like to know how it's gonna look as it pertains to, like, in the cities where there's so many people. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to accommodate the cars
I noticed
and
that
these
a lot of them look different. Like some of them have one charging station, and others have two. Two
or
pumps
like
on.
on
Yeah,
each on the side? Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna show them. Hey, just read my book. I'm gonna show
Hey.
it when the lady comes. Yeah, I got two pictures that I want to put up, and maybe she could show us. Remember, we had the question about how do we get the charging station to start? Well, child, I watched the video on it, so I got the answer to that.
Well, we
I got
still need the answer. See, you
I'm gonna
know
wait
what?
now. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let her do her thing. But I got the answers to a lot of the questions that I wanted to hear. But again, I want her to come on here and enlighten us. Child, let me put some light on my
Watermelon sugar, what's going on?
I don't know, but I wish you unmute.
Hey Booski, I was muted because kids and animals was in the background and I didn't want it. It's a lot
You
going.
just
There's
leave it
always a
alone.
lot going on down to the watermelon sugar patch.
Let me just say hi to every one of you guys. Hey Michi, hey Cool Gamer, hey Janice James, hey On-Site Q Space Thick Thigh Small Waist April, hey Black, and hey Just Read My Book.
Hey
And
everybody.
welcome to the co-host up here, you guys.
Yes. And all the ladies that are in here, like I know Onsite April, and I know, and I don't know her, but I'm very much familiar with Onsite April, and I'm gonna tell you something. So I know there are certain sisters in this YouTube community that are very very enterprising.
Hey viewers of
So
you.
I would suggest that those of you who are very enterprising, that are usually always about trying to find out something new. Like if we when we were talking about this, boss lady, you
Thank you.
and watermelon sugar, and then there were several people, and I think it was Miss B Town Hester. All of you were asking the right questions, so we're gonna get the right answers here. And here's the thing. Listen, all of y'all in the chat, stay here. Get your pencils and pads, because this industry is going to be the biggest financial investment that we will see in this century. We
Hey
now,
Regina.
okay?
It
So
sure is.
there's Hey, Regina. Come on, Regina, get those questions together. We have the young lady and getting ready to come up momentarily from the charging centers, Regina. So her name is Miss Kerisa Paige. Kerisa Paige, CEO and founder of the EV Bolts Electric Charging Centers here in the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. So
Yes, we
don't
got her
forever
all
forget
to
that.
ourselves. We got her all to ourselves this time.
Yes, yes. So listen, get your questions. We have her for an hour. So yeah, we wanna make sure that I'm, as a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to this, because I too had some really questions that I wanted to talk to her about, because I want to see what that's gonna look like in each state. I mean, listen, there's
Oh my
opportunities in every
gosh.
state.
Look at what Just Read My Book put. Child. Ugh. And you know what? And not for nothing, that's a good question. Say it's somebody with an gas car that's behind somebody with an electrical car. You know what I'm saying? Does the car give you signals? These are the questions we need to be asking. Is the car going to let you know to pull to the side and move to the side? We need to ask these questions because, again,
And
go TC.
I was gonna say, listen, you're right, and don't think that there are focus groups going on about this. There are focus groups that have been going on about this. Okay, so we are not, we're at the table, y'all. We're at the table. We're not on the menu. We're at the table. We can ask questions. How do we get in our city and state, in our local locations? How do we get a chance to sit at the table with folks? Because we're drivers every day. We know some of the nuances, and we know some of the things that others don't think of. So we have to be at the table. So this is very very important, and
Okay,
it's a
she
start.
said, now TC, she said she didn't mean crash on the road. She mean this crash as in the industry. Child, from what I'm looking at, it's going up, 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 up. Excuse me, more people are getting into this.
Well, listen, here's the thing. God, okay, the Most High is in charge of it all. So let's just get it all, first and foremost. And I just want to say thanks to the Most High for today, for all of us being here. However, and we also know that the Most High makes no mistakes. So, in that being said, there's an industry. There are people who are already out here. There are electric centers that are already out here. I was on the verge. Well, I was looking at cars just yesterday, and that's all they are: electric cars and hybrids. So as we move forward, 2022 and beyond, that's all that there is right now. And we just have to know how to navigate. We have to know, what's going to happen. We have to know how to position ourselves. So I'm going to ask some questions of Miss Kerisa, and I'm also going to I want to be put on committees. And I think, and that's what I'm saying to each and every one of you ladies in your state, right? $130 just to fill up our tanks right now. Goodness gracious, Beach. Woo. But here's the thing. We are here right now. So we need our voices to be heard, and we need to be in the right place and in the right space. And at least we'll be able to talk to somebody who's a sister, who's been doing this. And I know she's an engineer, and I know she has a wealth of information, and she doesn't mind sharing. So yeah.
And
So
see, and I know we know that you guys are going to ask the right questions respectfully. So what
right.
we might forget, we know y'all gonna remember. So this
Right.
is gonna be interesting, and she's willing to answer whatever questions that you need answered.
I have a
So yeah,
question real quick, and I know TC, you're involved with your community a lot, but um I wonder, have they thought out or made a plan um
let me go and I'll drink my water, y'all. Go ahead.
for okay, so
What?
in certain places there the crime rate is skyrocketing, and there's a lot of, a lot of stuff going on. So it's inevitable, as these new things and stations are being put up in these cities and stuff. I wonder what their plan is for vandalism, theft, or just attracting. If somebody's sitting there charging their car, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just it. It almost kind of put the target on you. Like, I just don't know if they. I'd like to know what they thought about that, or how they plan to, keep people safe while they're charging their cars, and what is it going to be cost effective, if how much of a hit are they going to take if these stations are vandalized, or parts stolen, or what I'm saying? Like, I just wonder if it's going to be sustainable for smaller companies.
Well,
Um,
you might have to
you know,
ante up on your security.
Mm.
Might have to ante up on your security because again, the more new stuff comes out, the more the thieves become more knowledgeable. So as new things is coming out, you have to be mindful of, you know, the thieves. So that is a good question. Is there a certain lock that you can use for your car? These are questions that we need to address and ask.
Right.
Is there a certain lock that we can put on the wheel or whatever? And this is to the people that may want to get rid of the car that they have. I mean, TC can't ain't really. I mean, she's knowledgeable, but the person that can really answer this question is Miss Kerisa. So that is a
well,
good
I was
question.
I was thinking
That's a
more
good
of like
question. That's a good question.
I was thinking more of, the community, the police, the everything. When things change, it's not just one thing. Everybody
Okay.
has to change and move along with the times and get with the program. So there's going to have to be some sort of police patrolling involved, like some
Right.
neighborhood, like, it involves everybody. And that's the reason why I specifically asked TC, because I know she's involved with her community heavily. Um, but
So
there, go ahead.
Well, okay. So Liz, people are buying them though. Now, some people
mhm.
might think they're not a good investment, but people are buying them. And that's a question to even to address to her. Do why don't you think it's a good investment? I can't answer that question for you, so you might have to ask her about that. Um, let's see. So I paid for the solar panels and no electric bill. I have I have only had it running for 3 weeks
Hold on,
ago.
y'all. I'll be back.
Well, you let us know how that works out because I know a lot of people installing solar panels on their roofs. I have a solar, and yes, you save lots of dollars. Okay. My company allows employees to use their charging stations. Well, that's good. I mean, everybody should start. I mean, once they start putting these up in in areas, because again, more people might start buying these cars, especially if they can save on gas with these gas prices. That makes them come to the office, especially with the $5 a gallon. Okay, watermelon sugar. Even Liz said, you become a target. A lot of
Right,
stuff.
that's what I was saying. So like if you okay, so say you're going on a road trip or something, right? And you map out where the stations are before you leave so you know where you need to stop and everything. But say you're sitting in your car in the middle of the night and you don't, in the middle of nowhere, you're charging your car, that I mean that puts a target on you. And I'm wondering like if there some sort of like security measures? Are there going to be like they like charging stations like there are gas stations with like an attendant and good lighting and you know what I'm saying, like all of those things? But I would be afraid to be sitting in my car while it's charging, um and just sitting there. It seems like it's just a dangerous thing to do. And I mean, you can plan if you're not driving a long distance, you can always plan ahead and make sure that that doesn't happen. But if you're going on a road trip or something and you have to make stops, then, you know,
Hey, Miss Carissa. Hello, Miss Carissa. Okay, I don't hear nothing. Oh, there she goes. Hi, can you hear us? TC, ask her. Can she hear us? Cause um, okay, let me take that down.
I think she's frozen.
Um, I think TC is about to reach out to her. All right, guys, I'm gonna get to your comments once she finishes. Should I take this one down and bring her back up?
Yeah, probably.
All right, let's see if we see what the comments say. She doing
I think that the electrical cars and stuff is necessary. I think it's necessary, but there's a lot that goes along with it that I'm just like, how is this going to work,
that.
you know?
TC, she was
Yes.
frozen, so she had to come out. That's why I say
Okay.
reach out to her and see is the because sometimes if the mic not on, it'll start acting up.
Okay.
Okay, I think this might be her. Go right here. Hey, Miss Carissa. Ask her, TC, can she hear us?
Can you hear us, Kerisa? Unmute.
This StreamYard, man.
Kerisa, can you hear us?
Let me type it in the chat.
You know what?
Kick this one out.
Boss lady, mute us and then unmute.
Okay. Oh, just
All right, let me
should I start over? Should I let her come out and come back in?
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Jeez, man.
Okay. So let's see. So Regina said, a lot of stuff is going on in the world. Some people will impact all of us. Being knowledgeable eliminates the need to ask why, what, when. We must do our part. Not that right. The power grid can barely support our usage as it is. If we had another grid outrage, modern technology would seize cash, register, gas pumps, ATMs. That's a good point too. That's a very good point. When it comes to our electricity, but then again, we have solar panels too. So get rid of the Porsches. Okay, get rid of those luxury cars. Okay, my next vehicle will be electric. So that okay, hold on 1 second, you guys. Miss Carissa, now with StreamYard, can you hear me? Okay, so with StreamYard, it'll say something about your mic. If the green thing is not going up, that means the mic is not connected. No, I can read your lips, but I can't hear you.
Miss Carissa, can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Oh,
All
we
right,
can hear
now
you
we can
now.
hear you. Now we can hear you.
Great. Hi, ladies.
Oh, great.
Hi, how are
Okay, so
you?
now we just waiting
I'm
for
great.
TC to
I'm
come back.
doing well. Doing well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
See you in
I
clap
hope
from
I can
home.
answer all your, I hope I can answer everyone's questions. I'm
Okay.
really excited.
So, do you want to just start off by letting us know about the electrical charging station before we get to the Q&As?
Sure. So just a little bit about myself. I am the founder and CEO of Bolts EV. That's with a B, BOLTS EV. Um, we provide, install, and retail electric vehicle charging stations, which means if you just need it delivered to your home, we can provide it for you. If you need us to come out and install it, we'll do that as well. And then we're going to start putting them on Amazon as well as in different retail stores. So that's where the retail portion comes in. Our headquarters is right here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I was born and raised. That's why we start here, right? It is women owned, women minority owned. I'm a sole provider all by myself, so I'm excited about that. And my background is property management. So I come from property management, which means I'm really good at sales. So that's where my strong points come in. I can go in. I'm okay with calling anyone and asking them, are they interested in the EV? Or if someone approaches me, I'm very comfortable with explaining the difference of the EV levels. What else? Let's see. I was the first and only minority woman to start in Pennsylvania. There's no one else. It's just me. So that's a great accomplishment. And I was also the first and only to provide EV charging stations for the Philadelphia Auto Show. So that's another great accomplishment for myself. We are a full turnkey company. What does that mean? That means we can do everything. If you have anybody who's not really familiar with charging stations and it's a new company, we can do everything from the top to the bottom. That means we can do the software for you. We will install it. We will run it fully for you. So that way you won't have the headaches. Also, I have a real estate background. So that means I can help a lot of people with the inspections, the infrastructure, building codes, and anything like that. And we started in September 2021. So I am fairly new. I've been open for about 9 months now, but it's moving quickly because it is a need and a necessity.
Okay, so let's get past the questions that most common questions that people already want to know.
Okay.
Can you plug an electrical vehicle into a regular outlet?
The answer to that is yes. So that would be a level one charging station. It is just a regular home port, and the only thing about that, it takes a long time. It takes about 6 to 20 hours to charge because it doesn't pull a whole lot of voltage. It only pulls maybe about I want to say somewhere around, let's see, 115 volts, something like that. It's not a strong volt. Yes.
Okay. So are there 3 levels?
There are 3 levels. So what I could do was kind of go through. Let's see. So there's level 1, level 2, and level 3. So level 1 is the AC, and that's what we just was talking about. And that's between 110 volts to 120. And that outlet will be considered a NEMA 515. So that's your regular standard home charging station, right? Once you charge that only gives you about 5 miles per hour. And that's why it takes so long. Level 2, which is a little faster, that's still an AC. That's 240 volts. So you still can plug that in your home, but it's not your standard outlet. That would be the same as your electrical dryer outlet, which is a NEMA 1450. And you can charge your car. You can get about 13 to 25 miles per hour when you charge it from there, which takes about 1 to 6 hours, depending on your battery size.
And then
level 3
is
level 3 would be your DC charger, which are the really big ones that look like refrigerators, right? So those are the really big ones, and those are 480 volts, and those are going to be hardwired. Those are going to be the ones that you see really for like office, commercials, outdoor public charging stations, and those go about typically 10 to 30 minutes to charge, which those are obviously the faster rapid charge.
So the bigger it is, the less it is to charge.
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead.
And so,
okay, I'm sorry.
So one of the things that you want to definitely get yourself familiar with is the type of cars. So there's 4 types of cars that you 100%. So when this becomes that everybody has to get an EV, you want to know your type of cars. So there's the BEV, which is the battery powered electric vehicles. That's all battery. Your hybrid, which is HEV, that's a plug-in and as well as gas. And then you have your PHEV, which is your plug-in hybrid. And then you have your EREV, which stands for extended range. And those are the ones that stores the energy in the engine and takes over the power for the vehicle. So those are the 4 that when you go in and ask for EV, they're going to ask you, well, what type of EV car are you looking for?
Okay, can you repeat the third one, the PA?
PHEV.
PHEV. So that's a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, which means you're physically plugging in your car.
So okay, so between these four cars, okay, the hybrid, you could use gas and a
And
plug.
electric. Yes.
So
Yes. So there's
Okay.
going to be two plugs on your car. There's going to be obviously one for your gas tank and one for your electric charge.
Hmm.
well, unless they taking gas away, I think that'll kind of fit me.
So I don't think gas would ever go away. We're going to need gas for other things, household energies and things like that. I don't think it would ever go away.
So
But
the hybrid sounds good.
yeah, for me, I have a hybrid, so that is what I prefer. Now, my hybrid is not the normal hybrid that we're talking about right now. My hybrid is the one that when you get to is like the older models. When you get to the stop sign or to the light, it powers down to save on the battery. But now they're calling these new hybrids half gas, half electric. Which when I switch over, I'll probably get a half gas, half electric type of hybrid. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now
And
the
another
other.
terminology, I'm
Okay.
sorry, go ahead.
I'm right. I'm taking notes. Go ahead.
Okay. So another terminology that you want to be familiar with is AC and DC. So this is how your car is going to get charged, right? So the AC is considered your alternating current. That means that it reverses back and forth in direction. That means it goes from the charging station to the battery, back to the charge, back to the battery. And that's how it's charging up while you're powering your car. The
Hmm.
DC, which is direct current, is going straight to the battery. It's just pumping from that charging station into the battery, charging station into the battery. So you're going to get familiar with those terms too. Um, when purchasing a car, I'm sorry, not a car, when purchasing a charging station, you want to know your kilowatts, your amps, your volts. Those things are very, very important because so with your volts, you want to make sure a level 2 that is at least 240 volts, because like we said before, if it's a level 1, your volt is going to be very low and you're not going to go very far. So you want to make sure that your volts are very high, and your kilowatts. Right now, currently our charging station, we can do 11.5 kilowatts, and we can also do 19.6 kilowatts, which is pretty fast. So we can charge you, because we're level 2, again, within 1 to 6 hours.
So basically, you need to buy this car based on your needs.
Based on your needs, yeah. Based on your needs. You need to buy your charging station based on your
Based on
needs.
your
Your
needs,
car,
because
your car can be whatever, because your car is going to be based on your battery size. And because of level 2, I can only speak for us. We're universal. So universal term is J1772, which means any car can charge with us. So depending on your battery size, once you
Right.
plug it in, depending on your kilowatts, that's how fast the car is going to end up going. So
Miss
you want to
Chris,
make
I
sure
have a
that,
quick question.
okay,
sure.
I'm sorry, boss lady.
okay.
Now, when you are speaking to your customers about your particular charging stations, do you have um, um, do you educate them on all of these things as well? Is that something that comes with purchasing a
The
charging
service, yes.
station? Or
Yes, most definitely. That is part of what we consider the term turnkey solution. So we sit
Mm.
down, we go over everything with you. So when I'm talking to a client, the first thing I ask them is, what level are you? Are you at a basic level with your knowledge of EV? Are you at a basic level, intermediate, or advanced? Basic level is basically what we're doing right now, which means I have to educate them on the terminology and what the kilowatts are, the amps, and how this really moves. Some people may be past that, which may be the intermediate level. That means that they totally understand the terminology, but they don't understand the infrastructure part. How does it go into the ground? How
Right.
does that level go? Or the third level for us would be the advanced. So that person already knows everything about the charging stations. They already know everything about the cars. They know everything. They just need to move and get it installed so they can start making money, because There's two different types. So you have your home and residential charging station, and then you have your office and commercial residential charging stations. And some of them you can charge your company or your customers, excuse me, you can charge your customers a percentage when they charge their car. So they will get some money off of them charging the car, or they can set it for free. Now, a home and residential charging station, of course, you're not going to charge yourself to charge up. So those don't have that capability, or you can turn it off.
But the next one is commercial and
Office and commercial.
okay.
Yes. So the office and commercial one, depending on how far. So those, like I said, we could do 11.5, 19.6. You can go up and up on a kilowatts. Personally, my company, we can go all the way up to 350 kilowatts, and that can charge you within about 10 to 30 minutes, depending on the battery size of your car.
So when you go to pay for your charging, is it like a subscription that you pay every month and you have like an account connected with your particular car, or is it like you swipe at the thing?
Yes.
Like, how do you pay?
Great question. So those you have options. You can have a membership. You can have an RF card, which is like a key card, and you just tap it and it can go. You can use your credit card, or you can use the QR code and then use that, and it'll charge you that way. So those are some of the options as well. Yes.
You muted. I mean, yeah, you muted, boss lady. That's a good question.
Go ahead, TC, read it.
No. I see Regina has a good question. And since we're on AC and DC, for Kerisa, if you can read it.
Yeah.
Regina M says, how many miles does a DC 480 volts fully charged give us?
So depending on your battery size, that's how you're going to get your charge. So we always say it's good to charge, just like a phone, it's good to charge between 80 and 100%, because sometimes you can get to that 100% and your phone starts to act a little crazy or get a little hot. So anywhere between 80 and 100%, you can get a great charge. However, there's a formula for you to know what your distance is. So you would take your you would divide your kilowatt hours by your kilowatt miles. So it's like a formula. Me personally, I have a calculator. So I have an EV calculator that you can go and download it. And all you have to do is just say, how do I get my EV charge range? And the calculator will pull up. I kind of cheat with a little bit, but you just divide your amount of your energy in your battery, which is your kilowatts, by your efficiency of your vehicle, which is your mileage. And that's how you would get your range.
Ooh, okay. That's great.
So you basically giving a class before you sell these things, huh?
Yeah,
I can, yes. And that's a good point. That's something that I do want to start. I want to start a class for adolescents 14 and up to teach them, just like we're doing here, terminology 101, and then teach them how to install level 2 charging stations, or as well as the DC charging stations. They don't necessarily have to work with us. We would like to keep them, but if they don't work with us, at least they have that in their back pocket and they can work anywhere or open up their own business. So that is something that we're working on.
So although these are electric charging stations, are they compatible with the solar panels?
So yes, they can be. So I'm still learning about solar, so I don't want to talk too much into that and tell you the wrong thing. But I do know that with solar panels, you can take the energy from your solar panel and convert it, whatever you have left, into the energy of your charging station. You can convert them and use them together. Yes.
Oh, cool.
Now that's awesome right there. That was a good question too, because that will be more residential, correct?
Yes. No. I'm sorry. No, because a lot of companies have solars. I know I was just watching that Wells Fargo, not the bank, but the Stadium, they have a whole bunch of solar panels. And if they wanted to, or if they decide to get electric charging stations, they can convert that.
Wow. Okay. So when we go into the game, so when we're going to the games and things of that nature, it could be that we could use it then. Okay, so it's more than, hey Tamika, there's more than one place. Okay.
Yes.
Boss ladies boss ladies in her. Wait a minute, hold up. Let me ask this question, because boss lady. Wait a minute. Quick question, and it's a question that Watermelon Sugar asked before you came on, Kerisa. Number one, thank you again for coming on. Thank you so much. I know you're a busy lady. However, this is amazing. You coming on and talking with us, and us even talking with you. And I'm hoping that you too will be able to. There's some things I'm thinking that we will also be able to give you, as well as you're going to be informing and educating us. Number one, I wanted to just make it clear, if you don't mind, you are a family lady, and you're
yes,
a business.
Okay. Yes, I am. So okay. I have 3 kids.
Everybody
I have 3.
My oldest
is 20.
Okay.
She is in college, and she actually just started. I'm going to brag for a little bit. She actually just started at Fox 29. She's an intern. Woo-hoo.
Congratulations.
And thank you. My other daughter is leaving for college in July. She graduates on Monday from high school. And she should be 18 on the 24th of this month. And I have a 13-year-old who plays every sport that you can think of, all the way down to hockey. So yes, I'm a full-time mother.
All girls.
Yes.
Okay. And oftentimes, listen, I know you're doing a doggone thing. Thank goodness. And I just wanted to make sure I let folks know that you have several full-time jobs. You have 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and just like many in you see Boss Lady, you see Watermelon Sugar, and there's several women that are in the chat. They also can understand, and really when you said woo, I think a lot of folks understood that woo. Think because it's not easy. And so I just want to say, as a sister to a sister, and we here all together, I'm excited for you. I appreciate you coming on here, but I'm also this is amazing, and I'm glad that you're putting us in front of the fray and giving us an opportunity to at least ask questions, get answers, and make a decision as to whether or not, if it's something that we want to do. If it's something that's going to be done, we will have already known. Nobody can ever say, "Oh, I didn't know, I didn't hear about, I didn't know, I didn't hear about." Nobody shared it with me. No, Boss Lady shared it with you. No, Watermelon Sugar. Here, Miss Watermelon Sugar asked questions. Kerisa came on and answered those questions. So my question for you is, Kerisa, as it pertains to the charging centers and city planning,
yes,
what are some of the things that you have to do? Because I know I think you mentioned licensing, you mentioned, being able to have these electrical charging centers. It's more than just putting it somewhere. You have to have an inspection. You have to have, it's a process.
It's a process. And I had to learn that when I first jumped into this. I thought it was going to be something quick, that, I would call somebody up like, hey, you want a charging station? And then they say yes. And then the next day I'm installing it. Absolutely not.
Okay.
For a DC charging station, that can take almost, depending on, because you have to get permits, you have to get building codes, you have to make sure that you have the correct lighting. You have to make sure, like one of my clients, is a grocery store, and we're looking into doing that right now. And the grocery store, the parking lot is way on the other side from the grocery store. Well, then that means now we're going to have to run a line to get all the way over to the parking lot. Now you're getting into the expense. So it's not a 1, 2, 3 step. It's more like a 14, 15, 16, 17 step. And it can take anywhere between 4 to 6 months to get it fully up and running. So you're going to see them popping up, but it is going to take us some time. They are projecting to have 9.6 million by 2030 or 35, something like that. I hope it happens because we need them. But that is the projection for right now. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
9.6 million charging stations, correct?
Yes. Yes. So that's what they are projecting.
Wow.
So in other words, we have to keep in mind that we have to if you live in a home, you have to worry about the building permits, lighting, codes, where you're gonna place it.
Not in your home. Not so much in your home, right? Not in the home. Not in the home. So I'm going to turn my camera around just a little bit.
Okay.
And see if I can show you. It's really heavy. So let me see if my camera holds. Hold on. Give y'all a little bit of show and tell. Hold on. It's heavy, so give me a minute. Okay, first of all, if you can see this, I'm going to try to bring it. This is a stand, because if you're not going to place it on the wall, you can have it installed on the wall, or you can actually put it on a stand and have the stand. And these are the home charging stations, or if you're going to charge someone and you just want a quick small one, these you would have to put on a stand, and then you install the stand into the ground, right? So that's not going to take any 4 to 6 months. That's more probably 1 to 3 months with everything. But our home and residential charging stations, these here. Bear with me, because the cord is heavy. The charging station is not. And this is my little decoy, because I've been playing with it, trying to change my logo. So this one here, you can install it right onto in your garage, can you see that, in your garage, onto the wall, or onto this stand. This isn't going to take long, and you don't need a permit or anything for this. It's already been permitted, because once they said we can get charging stations, they gave us permission for the permit, right? Okay. So when we were talking about, I don't think we got into the connectors. I think we touched on it a little bit when we were talking about them being universal, and what is called a J1772. So this is what this looks like. I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can. But that's what. That's what it
just put up on the screen.
One more time.
I'm trying to just see if I can just put you on the screen and make it bigger. I don't know how to.
Trying to see how close I can get.
Oh, no, we got you, lady.
Here we go. So that's a J1772 connector, and this is universal. Now, when you go to, then you got to remember, this is the smaller charging station. So when you go to the DC charging stations, it's still going to be J1772, or it could be a CHAdeMO, or it can be a CCS. So let me break that down. The CCS is still universal, but it's going to have a separate connector underneath. And so that's for North America, the CCS, and then a CHAdeMO is for European.
Oh, wow.
Because obviously in America we have European cars. So unfortunately, there is no one set standard connector. Now, we all know, and if you don't know, Tesla charges Tesla. So you have to have an adapter from Tesla to connect to the charger station in order for it to work.
Okay.
That's only Tesla though.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, that was not for Tesla. That one is for basically.
That's for anybody. So that's the J1772, which means it's universal. Any and every universal car, even Tesla can charge off of that. They just have to have their connector.
Mm-hmm. You need the connector.
Yes. And if you get a Tesla, they already know that. It already comes with their car. Yes. So speaking of which,
okay. I'm gonna get to Regina's question after you finish.
Okay, so I was just gonna say, speaking of which, with the one I just showed you, that's a level 2. I am going to start proposing to auto dealerships to probably move over to a level 2 charging station. Right now, you get a level 1 with the car. That's automatic, and they take too long. And so one of my pitch is about to be a level 2 charging stations with the cars.
Okay.
Because who has all day to wait for it to charge? People
Right.
got stuff to do.
I have a question.
Yes.
As far as the stations that are going to be for public use and outside of the home, what is your plan for maintenance and vandalism or, theft and things like that?
So as far as maintenance, there is another minority company that I am going to reach out to, and that's what they do. It is minority woman owned. I am going to reach out to them because what they do, they solely only fix charging stations. That is what they decided to do. So I am going to reach out to them and partner with them. So when one breaks down, if they can come fix it, great. My backup would be my electrician. Whoever installed it, then you got to come back out and fix it. We do give a 3-year warranty with all our charging stations. You can up it. It would just be a little bit more cost, but for free, you get a 3-year warranty with your charging station.
Okay.
Vandalism, that will fall into your warranty. So we would replace it. There's nothing much that we can do. For me, I plan to install cameras. So if I can catch who done it, then hopefully we can, get a stop to that. But there's going to be a lot of kinks because again, this is all new. So everybody doesn't really know there's no foundation. We got to go through the trials and tribulations first and to understand what can be done. Now, I have seen, which is funny. So when you go to park for a charging station on the ground, just like a handicap sign, there's something that should say charging station, like a little drawing or whatever. But that wasn't working. People was just parking because they needed a parking spot. So what I have seen in the past is that they put these little spikes up. So once you go to swipe your card or however you're going to do it, your membership to charge, the spikes go down.
Oh.
And if you didn't come to swipe to charge, then the spikes won't go down. Then you have a flat tire. Personally, I thought that was a good thing. So, I might look into that a little bit more.
Oh wow. Oh wow. So folks who are not supposed to be there, they will know.
They will know because the spikes won't go down. So until something else comes out a little bit better, whoever thought of that, I think right now is a great idea.
So what do you think the benefits of electric charging stations?
The benefits of electric charging stations?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, that's funky.
Uh-oh. So the benefits of the charging stations, just like everything, I mean, we are all trying to have a better environment, right? We know that our planet is not the best. So the benefit of having a charging station is for us to be eco-friendly, those type of things with, we don't want the combustion engines and things like that and all this carbon monoxide. We're trying to get rid of that. So that would be the benefit of having these charging stations to try to save our planet a lot more. So I totally agree with it.
Oh, me too, especially so y'all fit under the going green.
Yes, most definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the things that I worry about with the charging stations is the safety of it, because I feel like even though 30 minutes is quick compared to hours and hours and hours that sometimes the lesser chargers can take, that still can put a target on you if you are sitting there, in certain cities, like the carjackings and things like that are skyrocketing in the crime and all of that. So has there been a plan, or has there been conversations about what maybe people can do or to offset some of that danger?
So
well, you know what? Just say it, watermelon sugar. We know Philadelphia and the carjackings here have. You see how that is.
Well, see, I wasn't trying to be rude and call nobody out because it happens everywhere. It happens everywhere.
It happens
It does
everywhere.
happen everywhere.
It was a joke. It was funny. It was
It does.
okay.
Well, imagine Newark, y'all. Imagine Newark. Come on now.
So I cannot speak for any other company, but one of one of my missions and my goal when I set up a charging station is that it has to have, I mean, I just mentioned I'm not advocating for just women, but I have to look from a woman's standpoint. I have two daughters who are 100% about to get charging cars, vehicles, right? So
Right.
anytime we, Ball TV, set up a charging station, we have to have the lighting. We're going to have the lighting. We are going to have Wi-Fi so that way your phone is able to charge. We are going to have security cameras so that way if anything happens, we can possibly try to catch that person or at least help you out. We do have a charging station where we're still working on it, so I don't want to talk too much on it. But what would happen is if you can get close enough to it, it has an emergency call button on it, and it will directly call 911. Still working out the kinks on that, but my whole goal, mission in installing these charging stations is safety first.
Yeah, maybe one day it'll come with cameras already installed in it.
In it.
It could be, yeah, it could
So,
be, and so
Good
I
one.
in 10 years I hope to have my own manufacturing company because I will design that exactly how I need it to be safe. You know, I don't want to come out the grocery store and now I got to charge for 30 minutes and I don't have that safety around me. So that is my mission.
okay, so can you tell us the difference between these two? Because I'm noticing this one has two. So I'm thinking one for gas and the other one's for electric, opposed to
No,
this one only has one.
right. So actually that one had two on each side. That one had
Oh,
one on each side as well.
it did.
So those are the DC charging stations. And on one side, you're going to have your CCS that we talked about, and that one is the more universal. And then you're going to have the Chatamo on the other side, and that one charges the
The
European
European.
cars. Hmm.
I'm kind of liking the Chatamo right now. I'm kind of liking that one.
Yeah, they have two
Well,
different handles because you don't know which car is going to pull up.
now, what about the German cars?
I think the German cars they fall underneath because I know
The cha-
China has one, but the Chatamo and the CCS, it doesn't matter which one. Even with the German cars, they're designed to plug it in, and if not, then it will come with an adapter to put onto it so all the cars can be charged.
Okay, so there's no way you could just go up to the electrical and say, um, so like we pay for gas, we'll say, you know what, I want $15 on it. Now with the electric, it goes by how long you charge it. So how does that go money wise?
So no, it doesn't have to. It depends on how they have it programmed. You can very well have it programmed. It depends on that company. So you can very well say, listen, I only have $15 and I'm going to swipe my card or scan my QR code and I'm only going to get, so let's say you're doing your battery size is, hold on, let me just get some paper and do my math real quick. Okay. So let's say that your battery size is 30 kilowatts and the cost to charge your car is 12 cents. You can very well take that 12 cents and know that you only have about $3 to put on it. It's only going to cost you $3.60. It's very cheap to charge these cars. At 12 cents, it's only going to charge you about $3.60 to get a charge. That's per mile. So you should be pretty good. You can definitely program it for how much you have. I only have $5. This is how much of a charge I need.
Mhm.
Okay, now will one access card fit all of them or no?
The QR, I mean the the RF, what do they call it? I can't, it's left in my mind right now. No, they're not universal yet.
Okay, so you would
Whatever company,
definitely.
so I don't want to start naming different companies, but whatever company you go with, they're going to have their own card that you would swipe it at their station more likely. They're not universal yet.
So when you're purchasing a car, you have to make sure that the charging station as relevant to your state.
Right. But the QR code wouldn't be. The QR codes are universal, so you can use your phone and swipe it and keep going. You
Oh,
can what else can you do? You can use your credit card, swipe that and keep going if they offer that feature. So you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be stuck.
oh, okay. So you can use your credit card.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so let's check that off.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Yes.
that.
And then
Okay.
I know so what we call range anxiety, right? So let's talk about that, right? So I know a lot of people are hesitant about switching over to the EV cars, which if you don't switch over after a certain amount of time, I don't know what the time limit is. I haven't really heard the different time limits yet, but eventually if you don't switch over, they are going to start to fine you, right? So
Right.
one, you have to find one. I believe what they would have to do was make the cars a little bit more affordable, because right now the cars, the nicer cars, the higher cars are running 77,000. If you can afford it, then go grab one. And then if the lower cars are going for more like 24,000, which isn't that bad, you can still get one. Um, but with range anxiety, that's where if you break down, right? Now what happens? So that's something else that we are going to have to really look into and tap into, because these are your options.
Mhm.
If you break down and you run out of charge, you can call the tow truck. But the tow trucks right now at this moment are not set up to help you charge your car. They're there to help you get wherever you're going. And here's a funny story. I know someone that was driving an EV and they were 2 miles away. Now, the car will warn you. Don't ignore that. It's not a suggestion. The car is telling you to get to the charging station. They took it as a suggestion and ran out 2 miles tow truck
Ooh.
though. And then what did the tow truck do? He had one of three choices: take you to the charging station you were trying to get you to a dealership that probably has a charging station and you hope that they have one, and or you headed back home. So
Wow.
that's something that that we are also going to tap into, and that's helping with roadside assistance.
Okay, we have a question.
Ooh. So
Um,
that was a. Mhm.
okay, so Regina says, does weather affect the different levels of charges, extreme temperatures, being hot or cold?
It can. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. So I
Mhm.
can't speak for anybody else's charging stations. I can only speak for Bolt TV charging stations. Our charging stations have been tested in the hot, in the cold, and so we are weather durable. You can install them inside or outside, and we have been tested in the coldest weather. So, and we passed the test, so we would be okay
Okay,
if you go
now
with
this
Bolt
is
TV.
another, this is another good question. Does using the vehicle's heat or AC drain your charge faster?
Mm.
Now, because I'm
That's
not a
a good
car company,
question.
I can't answer that one, because I'm not a car company. I
You're
only
just
know
a
the charging
charger.
station portion. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I get
I
it.
I don't know that part. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I
It,
have a
it be,
I have a quick question.
mhm.
Um, if I know you said that you're getting ready to possibly purchase a couple of some hybrids now. Um, which company, car dealership would you suggest has the best setup, has the best body of a car to actually transition into what you're talking about now? They have everything needed and necessary to be able to transition into the electrical charging systems.
Right. So again, because I'm not in the car industry per se, I'm
Please say
more
a
in the
Porsche.
charging station. Yes.
Please say
Um,
that.
I haven't compared electric vehicle to electric vehicle to electric vehicle, right? I compare charging stations to charging stations to charging stations
Charging
because
station.
that's what I do. But
Okay.
for me, I am looking at what is called a Lucid, Lucid. I think that they have done their due diligence and really are trying to make sure that they are tapping into everything that we're talking about as far as the distance and the range. Right now, they are the top car that has the longest distance that you can go. I'm sorry, I can't quote what it is, but I know that they have surpassed everyone else as far as the distance you can go with a charge.
Okay. Lucy, thank you.
Okay. Can I ask this question?
Sure.
How does EV charging stations make money?
So for me, from a company standpoint, or
Yeah.
from a okay, so from a company standpoint, one, you have to purchase the charging station itself, right? So if you were to purchase the one that I just showed everybody, that's a home and residential. We start at $679 for that one. So that's how I make my money. And then so when I'm with a company with office and commercial, we would then split the proceeds of, so they considered the host, the office and commercial will be considered a host. As a host, we would split the proceeds and we would take majority of it only because we're part of the maintenance. We have to make sure that the maintenance and everything is done every year instead of charging you a maintenance fee, which some companies will charge you a maintenance fee. So it depends on how it's set up.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Um, we did
Yeah.
the plugs.
And I'm just trying to see that I touched on everything because I want to make sure I leave you ladies with everything we needed to know. Let's see. We talked about distance. We talked about the type of chargers, home and residential.
Do you think in the future that the cars will move faster than the ones using gas?
Move faster. I think they move faster now. I think they're pretty fast now. So move
So
faster.
because some of them, depending on the car you pick out, it depends on how long you charge it. So the one
Right.
that you, so the what you call it, the what's the
The
name of that?
charging the charging
The
station. So
charging.
are they asking me would the charging stations be faster to charge the car? Is that what the
Yeah,
question is?
yeah. Will it
Oh,
be?
yes, I hope so. Oh my goodness, I hope so. Because 20 to 30 minutes is a long time. And I believe we may get down to possibly 5, 10 minutes.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
depending on your,
Yeah.
like when you pump gas, it takes us like 2 minutes to pump gas, something like that. Even if you're doing a full tank, sometimes it takes 4 minutes. So
I was going to
depending
say
on,
three, but yeah.
yeah. So
'Cause, I mean,
modifying
that's
everything, I can see us getting down to 8 minutes ish. I mean,
especially for
some of
the
our
people
charging
that
stations,
get up
some of the
early
charging
for work.
stations now, yeah, some of them now can actually charge between 10 and 30 minutes. So I can see us getting down to maybe about 8 minutes. That's not too bad.
Oh, cool.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Um, as technology grows and, we have all of these genius children coming up in the world and making, the world a better place, your company in particular, if there was new technology that comes out or new advancements, is that part of the warranty? So, like, if I bought a charging station from you and say, something new and better came out, would you would it be in the warranties that I could get the upgrades for my particular station
Oh,
with
that's
your
a good answer.
company? Or would I have to buy a whole new charging station?
So for us, that's a really good question because I haven't thought about that far ahead. But just me thinking of it really quickly, I would say because we do a 3-year warranty on the residentials, you would have to wait for that 3-year warranty up, and then we can upgrade you. You probably would have to pay something. I wouldn't count myself out that I would just hand you a brand new charging station. You would probably have to pay something because you already have it. So it wouldn't be the full price. I doubt it. For office and commercial companies, our lease agreements are for 5 years. So if something changed, they would have one or two options, right? You can either wait your 5 years and then again pay a small portion, but if they didn't want to wait that long, then you would probably have to pay a good 80% of the newer.
Is it me, TZ?
No, she
Carissa,
froze.
Okay. You want me to maybe she'll come back on, or
yeah, probably.
I'm just gonna put her right here and see if she moves, because I don't want to leave her up there frozen. Carissa. Okay. Okay. Tell her that. Okay, she's gonna come back. I didn't want to leave her up there frozen.
Because she has about 8 minutes.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Come on, Carissa. I think we covered a lot.
Exactly.
That all my answers.
Don't let me forget. I have a question that goes along with that last question that I just asked her.
Okay.
Okay.
6:53. Okay. Oh, thank you.
There we go.
Yeah, because
All
we
right.
don't
Okay, you froze there.
we don't want to hold you up. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead, watermelon sugar.
going along with that question, so say you come out with an updated version of the charger, would I be able to, since we're talking about the environment and being more conscious about waste and things like that, would we be able to um, turn in our older charging model so that
Yes.
maybe some of the parts could be recycled or reused?
100%. Yes,
Okay.
definitely a buyback program. Definitely a buyback program. Most definitely. We would definitely offer a
Good answer,
program that
child. Good
you,
answer.
you don't just throw it out. We would ask you to please bring it back. Kind of like, I don't know if they still do that with the cell phones, but I remember when first cell phones and you can bring them back and you can get money for them. We would definitely have a buyback program. And I don't know if a lot of people
Yes.
know this. Just something that we haven't talked about. Your energy company has a rebate program as well. So when you purchase a charging station, I don't know who everybody energy company is. Mine says Pico, but just find out who your energy company is, whoever your energy company is, and find out if they have a buyback program, a rebate, which on your taxes you can get between, for us, I'm only talking about Pico, somewhere between $500 to $1,500 back because you have an
Yep.
EV charging station.
Right.
Mm, that's good to know.
Yes. Yes.
So let's see. Okay, so we covered. Um, do you
It's
agree
so
with this one right here, Carissa? So
A
Regina said a
typical.
typical plug-in hybrid costs about 700 per year. By comparison, a gasoline car can cost you 1,000 to 2,500 a year to fill up. Electric cars are cheaper to maintain and don't need oil changes.
Okay, so the $700 portion to 1,000, I would have to do my calculations, but it sounds good. It sounds about right. I'm going to give it half a yes, only because I haven't done my math on that. With everything else, yes, most definitely, I 100% agree with. The electric cars are cheaper to maintain, and no, you do not have to get an oil change with your car.
Well,
wow.
what made you want to get into electrical charging stations?
So for myself, I'm kind of a nerd at heart. I love science and I love technology.
Oh my
So
God.
sitting down, just kind of learning the ins and out of charging stations, it just out, and I just started to do my own homework. I pretty much self. I started to do webinars. Um, I'm starting to do different podcasts and educated them on everything. So it was just something that quit my job and jump in, and he's so supportive. So he was that I followed my dream once I decided to do this.
So let me just say this: you were kind of going in and out a little bit, Kerisa, but you said something about, and I wanted to just focus on that for a second. You quit your job to do this?
I did. I did. And I don't know any job to give you benefits for free, but the energy then you're putting into your own business. So I had to make a decision, and I feel great about it. I have no regrets.
Excellent. And you said your husband supported you
And
100%.
he supported me 100%. 100%.
Excellent.
Yes.
Good. Good.
So how's
Wow.
Yeah.
I think,
everything working out? Everything's going great.
Everything's going great.
and you said you started in 2021. We were in the thick and the mick and the mortar of a thing called a pandemic, and businesses were going out of business, and everybody was
No,
ooh ah ooh ah, and you. I love this. You came up and did your thing, and
actually
with
I came in when the pandemic kind of started to get back because people still aren't back to work, but a lot of people were still going back to work into the office end of it. So I was able to jump in at the end, which was really nice. And
So do you think that we're coming into these times?
I think we're past that time.
Well,
And yes, I still want to. I was watching the Justice George, or I think it was George, got on FaceTime, right?
he
And the
did.
doctor is telling him what to do over the speaker, over the phone. I
That's true.
felt flying airplanes. I mean, we already have those. I can't think what they're called.
Drones.
So
oh yeah,
yeah,
we do have the drones.
yeah, if you sit down and watch it, so where are we headed now? Yeah, we're headed, we're headed,
We're already
and
there.
we
Thank you,
are, we're
Regina.
past
Thank
it.
you.
But here's my fun fact. Charging stations did not just
You know what?
get here. Electric vehicles has been around in the United States since 1800.
Since what? Wait.
But so,
Kerisa.
yep,
Kerisa.
yes.
Wait. Hold on. I don't know if everyone heard that. Did you all hear that? I
I
heard
heard the part
18.
where she said it's been around, but I didn't catch the last piece.
Okay. Because you kind of going in and out a little bit.
So
Can
could
you
you
hear
just give
me?
us the last part of what you just said?
In
Can
the
you hear
United
me?
States, I can hear you.
Can you? Okay, great. So here, electric car was debuted in the 1800s. So electric cars have been around. It's just that fast forward to think Elon Musk for the Roadster. That is why. So that's my fun fact for today.
And you know what? I thank you for coming over, gracing this platform. And we all want
Thank
to thank you
you.
for your time, interest in providing us with your feedback.
Thank
And
you.
it's been very enlightening for all of us. I know for
And
I
me,
have
so
one more quick question,
not
if you
myself.
don't mind.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I just was curious about what your particular company is doing in your community to spread the word and knowledge and um, expose people to what you're doing. What is your company doing in your community?
Yes. So right now in the community, we are looking to do. I want to link up with different car dealerships. One of the things, the challenges that's going to happen is that all these in the more prominent area can't afford them, aren't going to have the charging stations, and I don't all the way to another part of the town just to get a charge, right? So I do want to do
Well, we're gonna have
a
to.
raffle or something like that to get them installed. I do want to do something with the community and link up with whoever I need to link up with.
We caught some of it. I got some of the important parts. You want to link up
Yes,
with your
that you.
community to do more. You want to do some raffling, um, to
So,
move
so
some of
I
the
I do
charges
want to,
closer.
if you don't mind me, I'm just going to answer just from like 1% and let you know that, Kerisa, and her company and the folks in her company are reaching out, and they're reaching out to, all levels of the community, the nonprofit organizations, corporations, the politicians, and not, everybody that's in the community, the recreation centers. She was also in the auto show, which was absolutely amazing. That was an excellent presentation. So many more presentations to come, and
Yes.
many, many more. And of course, you will have some things written down moving forward. I'm sure that there are things that you all are looking into right now. Watermelon sugar. I think that's an excellent question. And not only are we going to, as we get into business, those people who have been in business, like Tesla and the rest of them, we're gonna take them to task. They're gonna have to be accountable and responsible, and as well. And it's good to know that you put safety and security as one of your first and foremost important
Yes.
things, because you have two daughters, and you understand, and
Yes.
your company, and the ladies in your company are very community minded, community involved also themselves. And so I appreciate that, and I appreciate Watermelon Sugar mentioning that, because we have to know that you are a part of the community, and you folks, you, like you say, you have two daughters and a son, and
First,
you folk, so I
Yes.
appreciate that. But and a very intelligent sister at that. So
Oh,
hey.
thank you.
thank you so much, Miss Carissa. You were
If
very
has any
enlightening.
further questions, you can go to baltsev.com.
Wait, hold on.
I just want to thank you for your time, Chris. I know I'm a mother
Thank
too, and
you.
it never stops. So thank you for taking out a little bit of time with us to answer all our questions. Thank you. I
Oh, you're
appreciate it.
welcome. You're welcome.
Do you have a website? That's the website, boltsev.com, right?
Yes, baltsev.com.
And one last
And
thing,
if you
Carissa,
guys are looking for a charging station, check out Miss
who
Carissa.
who
Residential
inspired
or
you,
office and
Carissa?
commercial? Who
Who?
inspires me?
Yes,
Well, my fiance. I mean, my kids give me my strength, but my fiance is a workaholic, just as successful as he is. Yes, yes.
excellent.
It
That's
stays in a home. Yes.
excellent. Thank you. All right, Bolts
Space between
EV.
Ball TV. No space between Ball TV.
Oh, no space between Bolts
No
EV?
space.
Okay. Let me take this one.
All right, ladies. Well,
Oh,
thank you, and
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure.
thank you so much for coming.
This again because it's going to keep evolving. If you have more
Yes.
questions, I'll definitely be back.
All right. Well, we appreciate you
No
and enjoy
problem.
the rest of your day and stay
Thank
blessed.
you.
All right, Carissa.
Bye bye.
Hey, hey, boss lady,
Bye.
as she's exiting, play the Jetsons the song. Dun 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 dun.
That was very informative.
Hey,
There it is.
girl, I had a good time.
Bravo, bravo. Thank you.
What happened? She got kicked off? Thank
Hey,
you so much, you guys, for your questions and that you wanted answered, you guys. That was enlightening. And we was only 8 minutes over. So
wow, that was a lot.
would you consider getting one?
Yes,
Honey,
I've
if,
I've
if
been
huh?
I've been looking at all this week. Trust me.
Maybe a lucid or a hybrid, child.
Listen,
The one that
Lucid.
does
I am
gas and plug.
a Lucid.
I'm an electric plug. It's called the wait, I wrote it down. The Chatamo. That's the one that you can do both. Yes, thank you so much, TC, for arranging today's discussion with Keisha and Paige on electric charging stations for electric vehicles. Yes, child. Let's
Thank
get
you. Thank you. No problem. Thank you all.
home.
I'm I'm humbled. I am humbled. Thank you. Thank you, Regina. Thank you, boss lady. Thank you, Regina. Folks in the chat, watermelon sugar. Yeah, just read my book. Everybody, all y'all. Thank you so much. Our viewers of you.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
thank you to all the content creators. Thank you all for y'all questions.
Beach.
Yeah, and I'm glad it was right on time. And honestly, for real, I got all my questions answered.
Wow. I have about 10 pages full of notes.
And I took notes. What? Mhm. About the AC, DC, okay, the kilowatts, stuff you need to know, what type of ones you want installed in your home. So yeah, we covered a lot. She was very informative. And for those that want to know about electric charging stations, just go back and catch the replay. I'm just so mad that it started going in and out.
Right,
But
that 1800. We'll get it back because I need to know about the 1800. So bottom line is, this has been like this is what I'm saying. Like we're sometimes we're hearing about things. Oh, it's not gonna happen. It's been happening. That's the funny part. So listen to it. Take heed to it. If it floats your fancy, if it floats your boat, it's okay. And if it
right,
doesn't, that's okay too. But I'm gonna share information with my sisters and brothers regardless. And if we get better deals on the hybrid cars, electrical charging stations, or if we want to invest and have our own businesses somehow or another, some way or another, or invest in some of the minerals and the materials that go along with it, that's I'm with it. You unmuted, I think.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I said next time we got to get into the investment part. But she
Right.
did say that one of them cost $679, and that's just for the home one. Now, when you doing office and commercial, you're splitting proceeds right there. So
So
yeah,
I want to know about like stocks and the Wall Street and Nasdaq and all that good stuff. And
thank you for
EC,
doing that.
yeah, you're right.
Yep,
That's right.
there's a lot more EVs and ECs. Please visit boltev.com and do your research. Yes, and that's Miss Carissa's website. If you guys want to go over and check her out, I will. And there's also a video on YouTube on how they build the charging stations. I was watching
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah, I was watching that one today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
yeah, that's amazing.
it seemed like they have some of the. I'm not gonna say some of the same things, but it's a lot of electrical stuff that goes into components that goes into building them things. So that was interesting to really watch. There's a lot. I mean, there's videos on YouTube. You guys is interesting.
Hmm. Now I could we'll probably get her back here again, but I'm pretty sure that in places like Philadelphia, major cities, in New Jersey, Newark and Camden and New York City, of course, and Atlanta's and all of those places that have a very intricate political system, I'm pretty sure that it takes a while just to get through, inspections, licensing, and blah blah blah, this, that, and the other, and the third. But in sometimes in the smaller places, in smaller communities, it doesn't take as long. But thank you.
Yeah, but I also
Yes,
learned. I, I,
there you
I,
go.
I also learned about the three levels is what got me. See, we got to know our levels and what type
Types.
of car that
Right.
that fits you. If you just a person that likes to stay within your area, then a level one will be good. But if you're the type of person that likes to travel, then you might want to
Definitely.
get a how do you pronounce it? A Cheetamo,
Yep. The cheetah.
Chatemo.
Hmm.
And to be on the
Thank
safe
you.
side, I say get both. Okay, can't go wrong with gas and electric.
Absolutely.
Okay, Regina said, "Thank you, viewers of you."
Yes. Thank you.
Regina said one question I didn't get a chance to ask: are all charging stations equal, and is it all dependent on the car battery? That is a good question.
Hmm.
Are all charging stations? I don't think all the charging stations is equal.
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think they are. And then you got to definitely make sure that whatever state you live in, if they don't have the charging stations that you need for your car, it's defeating the purpose. That means if you get in a car that's only going a certain amount of miles and then wind up conking down and you having to call a tow truck company, Jamba, uh, no, that'll be a no
Yeah.
for me.
That's a no. Wow.
It ain't nothing like being stranded, child.
What? No. I know that. I know that all
Mm,
too often. Yes.
mm. So yeah, make sure it's levels to everything, child. Even charging stations, even even these different cars. I was glad that you brought up the Lucid because I'm sure everybody had their mind on the Tesla and the hybrid, which are
Right.
two of the best ones, three of the best ones. But it's so many out there, and if you don't know your history on these cars, you might get one that ain't gonna get you it might charge less and get you less and stuck on the highway. So just keep
Exactly.
in mind. And to me, I feel like Miss Kerisa knows her thing. So if you want to think about getting a charging station and you live near the PA area, that's where you need to go.
I
Although to me,
yeah,
it
I
ain't
think
nothing
she
wrong
can.
with having one in your house either, though. Just on
Right.
case, just
And
even
I
if
think
you do need a little bit of hour charge, ain't nothing wrong with getting that $679 one, just to be on the safe side.
that's right. That makes sense. And I think she can sell outside of Pennsylvania, but I'm sure her website will give more details.
Hmm. What you was getting ready
Watermelon
to
sugar,
say?
what are your thoughts?
That was very informative.
You know, hers was safety, which I'm glad you kept bringing it up because safety is a key. I mean, you getting out
Yes.
your car, and all of a sudden the green eye monsters is on you,
Okay.
waiting for you to take that pump out your car to rob you. So I'm glad you did ask those questions. And you know what?
Especially.
Even she thought about it. She was even like, you know what? So you don't know. She seemed like the type of lady to me that it's all about elevation. Who knows? She might come out with the first ones with the cameras attached to it.
Okay.
You know, now people's getting rid of the Wi-Fi and stuff. Like when you actually walk up there to put
Mm-hmm.
your credit card up to the machine or your access card, the camera is recording anybody that's behind you.
Exactly.
Who knows? She's one of the black educated women that got the drive. She might even come out with it for um, Bolts EV.
I like that her company is willing to not only sell you the charger but also educate you on all the particulars and the verbiage and things like that. So for somebody like me that knows nothing about electric cars, that would be very, very helpful because she was talking and I was like, what is she saying? All these numbers and letters and this, that, and whatever. It makes me feel more comfortable if I go to her and I say, look, I need this, but I don't understand it. Can you explain it to me? And not only will she install it and maintenance it and all of that stuff, but she will also educate on how to use it the proper way so that we can avoid situations to where we're out, moving about and have less than what we need as far as charge in our vehicles.
Well, I'm
So
gonna
Right.
tell y'all that y'all know I take good notes, right? And a lot of these questions I asked her, I already had the answers to. And one of the questions that I did ask her about what are the benefits of electric charging, and
Uh,
the number one question was, okay, where is that? Right here. Okay, support a green business is one of the initiatives, and that was the number one answer. But it's also to attract customers, put your business out there on the map, offer
right.
something your competitors aren't increasing, and it isn't increasing in customers' connection. And she's doing that by just giving the knowledge to everybody. So that's a
right, and
plus for
I
her.
think too, if she can add something to her company as far as the advancements in technology and the upgrades and things like that, I think it would be beneficial too. So like the buyback programs and um,
I believe she will, because when you ask that question, I could see, like, you know what? That's something I seen her do that. So I think she's gonna implement that in her I ain't gonna say curriculum, but whatever she's putting out there to the people that's coming to buy her charging stations. Who knows? She might just add that in because that was a very good question, child.
Very.
Very good. It was. One thing is for sure, with with any charging station, you will hold on, hold up. You will definitely need to know how to calculate the charge needed based on the kilowatt divided by mileage range. Yup, Regina.
Ah,
Yep. And I was thinking that too. Where did she? Because she got this certain machine too. That's a must have if you buying
easy.
one of them charging stations. So you A+ on that one.
That's
Definitely need
right.
an EV calculator app. Say that again. Definitely need an EV calculator app. Let me put that on my notes.
Yeah, I'm putting that down too.
Let me put that on my notes. See, Regina be paying attention all the time.
Yeah, because all that divide. Because see, we might have to convert because we know kilowatts. That's a European thing. So kilowatts and kilometers and all that stuff.
Girl, you know what you
Mm.
do? You write down everything she say, and then you go back and
Mhm.
cross reference, and it'll tell you, and it'll give you the breakdown of exactly what it is in in layman terms. We might not know them big words, but by the time we get it broken down for us, we'll be like, oh, okay, this is what she's talking about. Now I know I wrote it down, but
But we got it right here. Thank goodness. Thank you, Regina. I got that formula. It's a
see,
definite formula.
I'm glad Regina reiterated that. Now she said EV, right? Child, I wrote EV charge range, kilowatts, and look, I had it right here, but I had to write it over. You see where I put EV?
I
Thank you,
see you.
Regina. It was EV. See, this is why we need people that's also paying attention. Okay, I bet you Regina could tell us what she was saying when she went out. You know
Ah,
when
how
we
about
started
that?
buffering, because I was sure trying to catch what she was saying.
Oh,
Yeah, honey, that was good. I appreciate. I'm glad
yes.
for all of the cute questions, y'all.
So anyway, what else are y'all doing today, boss lady?
Nothing, but you know what? We can come on tonight and just kick it, cause
Okay.
we done got our education for the day, child.
Hey, what? What?
Very
I'm
good
on
show.
overload
I'm
right
going
now.
to look into that. Oh, I know you are viewers. Viewers of you another one who do her research. She'll listen and then go back and do her research. That much we do know
That's
about
it.
you on YouTube. View
That's what's
is
up.
a view. Okay?
Thank you, viewers of you. Yes,
So
thank
yeah,
you.
so we could just come on tonight and just kick it.
Yes.
But this was very educational. That live yesterday on Raw Channel was good too, child. We'll talk about that
Ooh,
afterwards because that was a. But
uh, uh.
we ain't gonna get two lives mixed up. So I want to say again, shout out to Miss Kerisa Paige
Yes.
for her
Philly.
knowledge on
Philly.
electric charging stations, you guys. And I'm gonna go over and put her website on my community wall.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's still 7. I'm gonna go eat my dinner, and
And then come back.
yeah, then we'll come back.
Excellent. All right. Thank you
All
so
right, you
much.
guys. Thank you. Thank you,
Peace.
TC. Thank you so much.
Always.
Okay. Deuces, y'all.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.